Alright, if you want to learn how to script on Roblox, you have come to the right place. In this video, you are going to learn how to script on Roblox. I'm Kushal. I've been scripting on Roblox since 2016. I have about 9 years of experience. And in this video, I'm going to teach it to you in a way where you can understand everything. And we're just going to start with roblox.com/home. So you should be familiar with this page right here. This is the Roblox homepage. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on this create button right here. And from here, you're going to click on this create experience button. So you're going to click this and it's going to basically download Roblox Studio. And if you don't have Roblox Studio, you can just download it through here. And then you can just X out of this and then you can click on base plate. All right, so now we are looking at the base plate. This is basically the default place that Roblox provides us with. This is kind of like an empty game. And right here, what you're going to see is you're going to see the spawn location. So this gray thing right here, this light gray looking thing with this spiral design, this is called a spawn location. And this is basically where characters will spawn if they play your game. Now, if you want to test your game out, you can look for this blue triangle looking button. This is the play button. And if you click this, you'll see that my character just spawned in this spawn location. And I can walk around as if this is a normal game. I can jump. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this button right here. This is going to stop the testing. Testing is fun and all, but you know, we don't really have anything in our game, so let's actually add some stuff. So why do we even need to learn scripting in the first place? Well, the reason is because games are brought to life using scripts, which are basically lines of code that tell the game how to behave. So if your game has a door where it has to open if a player walks near it, guess what you have to do? You have to script that door. If you want a zombie NPC that chases players, guess what you have to do? You have to script it. If you want to shop, guess what you have to do? You have to script it. Without using scripts, a game is basically a static world that has nothing, like just has no interaction, and we want to make games that are fun and dynamic, so we have to do scripting. Alright, so let's actually start with making our first script. So you're going to look for server script service on the Explorer. If you can't see the Explorer, look for this view right here. And then you can click on this button right here and you'll see the Explorer. And make sure you click on properties as well, because you'll see the properties and also have output selected. So these right here, we're going to be using this for today's video. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is look for this server script service thing. And then you want to click this plus button and look for script. So the server script service thing right here, this is basically where all of the scripts in your game are going to go. For now, until you get more advanced. And the first thing that you should see here is you should see a print hello world. So what does this do? Well, why don't we find out? Click play. So in the output, it actually says hello world. And this is basically our script talking to us. So this is basically our script saying, okay, hello world. And then it just puts it on the output. And that is what this print statement does. And you can actually change this. You can say, hello from scripts channel. And then if you click play, it says it right here. So this print right here is a way for this script to communicate using this output right here. And if we want to write this from scratch, we're going to delete it. Here's how it works. You start with print, and then you're going to put a parenthesis. And then you're going to put quotation marks, and then you're going to put whatever you want. So now it's going to print whatever you want into the output. Alright, so that's pretty cool, but most of the players in our game are never even going to see this output. This is basically just for scripters, so this basically, it doesn't mean anything to a player. So let's make something more fun that actually means something to a player. So what I want to do is I want to add a new part. So I'm going to use instance.new. And what this does is it basically, this is us telling Roblox, I want to make a new instance. I want to make something. That's what we're saying with this line right here. Now, Roblox is going to wonder, okay, well, what do you want to make? So the first thing we're going to say is we're going to say parenthesis, and you're going to type part. So now we've told Roblox, okay, I want to create a new part. I want to create a new instance, which is going to be a part. And then the second thing, the last thing that Roblox wants is where do you want to put this part? Now, if you go back into your place, and then if you click on this part button right here, you can see that it created a part and it put it inside of workspace. So that's exactly what we're going to tell our script to do. We're going to type comma and then workspace. And the way we're going to do that is we're basically just going to type workspace. So now you have instance.new part workspace. This means I want to create a new thing, I want to create a part, and I want to put it inside of workspace. And workspace is this thing right here. So this line of code is basically just going to create a new part and it's going to put it inside of workspace. All right, so let's actually make sure that it does what I said. So we're gonna click this play button, and now you'll see that I lied to you. Nothing happened, except I didn't lie to you. What's actually happening is that this spawn location is covering our part. So if you move this out of the way, there's your part. So I don't want to have to move the spawn location every single time, so I'm just going to click it, I'm going to delete it, and now if I click play, there's my part. Alright, so that's pretty fun, but now what I want to do is I want to change the color of this part, because this part is gray, and gray is kind of bland, so why don't we change it to something like red? Alright, so the thing that we have to do is we have to tell Roblox local my part equals. And what this is basically doing is we're saying, okay Roblox, create a new part, put it in workspace. But from now on, I want this part to be equal to my part, which means anytime I say my part in this code, I want you to think of the part that we just created. So that might seem a little bit confusing. So just follow along here, my part dot brick color equals brick color dot red. So once again, create a new part, put it in workspace. We're going to give that part a nickname, which is my part. So now, whenever I say my part, Roblox will think, oh, that part that you just created. Okay, so now, my part.brickColor is equal to red. So when Roblox reads this line, it's going to go, oh, okay, you want to set my part's brick color to red. And then it's going to go like, wait, but what is my part? And then it's going to go to line 1, it's going to be like, oh, you said that my part is equal to that part you created. So that's how it figures it out. So first, it creates the part, and then sets that part, which is my part, it sets the brick color of that to red. So now if you click play, you'll see that there is now a red part. So now in our code, we can, anytime we want to change something about this part that we've created, we just have to refer to my part. And now how did I know to type all this, right? Like, did I just pull it out of nowhere? Well, it's because I've been scripting for a long time, but for you, if you want to figure out how I coded this thing right here, if you go to home, you click on move, and then you click this part right here, you can see inside the properties window, there's actually something called brick color. So how did I know that it's called brick color and not like something else? Well, that's because if you click the part, you can see there is a brick color, and if you click this brick color, there's all of these choices. So now what if I want to change this part's color to a particular color? What if I want to change it to this exact green color right here? It's called lime green. Well, the way that we can do this is instead of using brickcolor.red, why don't we just do brickcolor.new? So if you want to use a particular brick color, you have to use brickcolor.new, and then inside the parentheses, you're just going to type lime green. Just like that. And this way, you're just saying, set the brick color of my part to a new brick color, and then use this exact color, lime green. And now if you click play, you can see that the part is now lime green. And if you look at the part, you can see that the brick color is now set to that exact lime green that I just talked about. Now, what if I want to change this into something like really blue? What do you think I would have to do? So I want to set this part's brick color to really blue. I urge you to pause the video and try to figure it out for yourself. I'm going to give you the answer in 5 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, if you want to set it to really blue instead of lime green, you just have to change this. So set this to really blue. And you have to spell it the exact way it's spelled. So as you can see, now it's the exact really blue color, and make sure that you spell it exactly like it is over here, really blue. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to teach you for this video is why don't we make this part change its color after 2 seconds? So it starts out really blue, and then maybe 2 seconds later, I want to change it to really red. So if you want to tell Roblox to wait a few seconds, you're going to use something called task.wait, parenthesis. And then inside this parenthesis, you're just going to put however many seconds you want it to wait. So I want it to change after 2 seconds, so I'm putting task.wait 2. So it's going to create a new part. It's going to set the part's brick color to really blue. 2 seconds later, we want to change the part's color, so my part.brickcolor equals, and then once again, brickcolor.new, parenthesis, quotation mark, and now maybe I want it to be like really red. And you'll notice I actually have to make sure that this is spelled exactly the way that Roblox wants it. If I don't, then I'll get an error after 2 seconds. So the way that Roblox wants it is it wants this to be capital, so it has to be really red, just like that. You can choose any one of these colors. And then you're going to press this play button right here, and 2 seconds later, bam! It just changed. And honestly, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you a bonus thing just for this video. If you click on part, you'll see that there's something called material, and it actually has a lot of different materials. So you can actually change it to like concrete. You can change it to diamond plate. You can see how it's changing there. You can change it to foil. And my favorite color, or my favorite material, is actually called neon. And neon is actually going to make it glow, as you can see. So why don't we change the parts material to neon, and we're going to do it using code. So we're over here, and what I want to do is I'm going to say my part.material equals neon, just like that. So we've set the color to really blue, 2 seconds later color to really red, and then boom, materials neon. And now if you click play, you'll see blue, and then boom, it's glowing red. It's actually really cool. And we can actually take this thing, we can do something like this with it. So create a part, instantly set it to neon. So now when it sets the brick color to blue, it'll actually be glowing, and then 2 seconds later it'll be glowing red. So if you click play, blue, red. And if you want to script a police light bar, this is the first step. I will show you that in the next video, but just to give you a small teaser, here's how you do it. So you set the brick color to really blue, and then 2 seconds later you set the brick color to really red, and then once again 2 seconds later, a police light bar is just red and blue, red and blue, red and blue, right? So blue, 2 seconds later, red. And what do you think we should do again? 2 seconds later, we can set it to blue. And then copy this, 2 seconds later, we can set it to really red. And this way it's going to go blue, 2 seconds later, red, 2 seconds later, blue, 2 seconds later, red. Play, as you can see, boom, boom, 2 seconds later. And this is the basis for how a police light bar is made. And we can actually make this faster if we set this to like 0.5 seconds instead of 2 seconds. So now I'm going to click play, and you'll see that's pretty cool. Now this is very basic. Professional scripters won't actually code like this. They use something called a for loop, which you can learn more about. But this is the basis for how a police light bar is made, and you'll see that if I can actually extend this. So let me actually copy this. And if I just keep on pasting this, you can see that now it's just going to go red and blue, red and blue, red and blue a whole bunch of times. And this is just the basis for how a police light bar is made. And once again, normal scripters don't actually code like this. This is just me trying to make it really, really simple for you. We use something called a for loop. But yeah. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to learn more about for loops and more about properties and more about all that cool stuff, make sure to check out my book, which is right over here. So right here, this is my book. You'll be able to learn all of that stuff. Everything is organized in a really, really simple way where every single line is explained to you, and there's literally vocabulary lists and everything that you possibly need to succeed. There's even quizzes. If you want to check it out, you can go to the link in bio. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.